All right. Ooh, this is a good one. So, the only beer topic for the night. Stone Brewing is suing MillerCoors over the rebranded Keystone Lights.
Yeah.
So, the article, as always, will be posted below. And the long and short of it is... Actually, Brad, did you read the article?
Yeah, I read the article, and I've been seeing the photos.
Did you watch the video?
Yeah. No, I didn't watch the video, but I've seen enough videos on this and pictures. So, Jim, you just jump in. Let me say my 2 cents. If I'm completely off from what I've seen, tell me. But essentially, you know, Keystone, they've always had a Keystone, but now their can has the giant stone label like across the can. So when you look at it, the majority of the thing you're going to see is stone. And essentially, is it the head brewer or the owner of Stone Brewing? I can't remember.
Like the co-founder,
yeah,
something Coke's his last name.
So he's been going on a rampage, like saying, like, "Fuck these guys," you know, they're hurting our label because they're doing this, and basically is trying, you know, like Jim said, they're trying to sue them to get them to stop doing that. Now, this is kind of twofold. The first thing I want to say is Stone Brewing makes some excellent beers, and anyone who's into craft beer or even went to beer stores, their labels are pretty notorious. They usually have like kind of the Stone Gargoyle. That's from their more popular series. And they stand out. They're unique enough where I don't think they get by based on like a label with just their name. I don't think MillerCoors necessarily did this on purpose. And Jim, this is where you correct me if I'm saying anything wrong. But I don't think they did that like to try and get over on this particular small brewery. And let's face it, I don't think consumers are stupid enough to confuse Keystone Light with a Stone Brewing Company, you know, their beer. And Jim, I know you have a soft spot in your heart for Keystone Light, but let's face it, yeah, their quality isn't nowhere near the same.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a little blown out of proportion. Plus, and this is no offense, and I know this guy will never watch this video, but I'm going to put up the picture of the guy. I definitely thought this shit was from like the 60s or 70s, the way he looks. That just made me laugh, so I just wanted to throw that in there. But yeah, I think it's being blown out of proportion. I think it's a little bit of a... okay, if they can prove that it's actually hurting their sales somehow, then maybe do something about it. But otherwise, it's probably not ruining you, and you don't need to freak out so much. So that's kind of my 2 cents on that.
I wish you watched the YouTube video. It's like 4.5 minutes of his initial statement. And if you click the link below, please watch the video because this guy is a tool bag. So he starts it off by making it look like he's some proud fighter for the craft brew industry, and they didn't sell out like to the other people, like, and they name all the other brands like Kona and Lagunitas and other shit that MillerCoors have bought out. So he's saying, no, we're staying strong. And he looks like every hipster brewer, like, he's so full of himself in the entire video. And then he holds up the Keystone can sideways, you know, where it says Stone. He's like, Stone back in Keystone. It says Key right above it in the exact same font, in the exact same size. It's not just trying to be like, oh, look at us, we're Stone Beer now. No. And here's another thing. Keystone Light's been around since before Stone Brewing. So, if anyone had the right to the Stone name, you'd think just because of the time lapse, it would be freaking Keystone. And then the end of the article kind of went into how, basically, they said in the last fiscal year, like, Stone Brewing's up 12% and Keystone's up 20%. So none of them are hurting because of it. They're still, their profits are up. Although one interesting note is that apparently Keystone back in like 2007 tried to, I don't know if it's patent, I'm probably not using the right word, but tried to get like, you know, to say grab a stone or have it as stones to be for their beer, and they lost that case. So that's one thing against them for that one. But outside of that,
yeah, I don't think this is malicious at all.
No, it's a publicity stunt. And you want to know why it's a publicity stunt? Because the second point that he makes in the video is saying this isn't a publicity stunt. So there you go. It's definitely a fucking publicity stunt.
I mean, Jim, like me and you are both, we've said we're wrestling fans and old-time wrestling fans. Could this guy just be cutting a gimmick and trying to get his brand name out there even more as an excuse to, like, buy more of our stuff and just kind of going after it? Like, he saw an opening and is like, you know what? Let me get my name out there some more. Now maybe some people might buy some more Stone Brewing.
Yeah, I mean, he cut a promo in his little video, and, for that audience, I'm sure it was good, but, oh, God, it just annoyed me to no end.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'm a little invested personally with Keystone, a little more than I should be, but it still just rings of just so...
No,
it's not real. It's not real to me.
Yeah, you and I mean, we might disagree about a lot, and I don't mind Keystone, but yeah, you have a boner for them. It's a little bit crazy. However,
36 cans for $18, Brian. 36 cans.
Listen, Jim, you can do that, or you can support local Lionhead and get it even cheaper and better tasting beer. But the point is, because I don't think it was done on purpose, and I hate people who throw fucking hissy fits for no reason, and it sounds like this is what that guy did. He's throwing a hissy fit. He's trying to make a point out of something that's not legit. Yeah, kind of get over it. If he can somehow prove that the demographic that would buy Stone Brewing beer is not the same demographic that would buy Keystone. I'll tell you that right now. So,
yeah.
Meh. Oh, Jim, about to run over a
no
guy.
one.
Boom!
God,
just ran his face off.
But yeah, anyone who knows beer, especially craft beer, they're not gonna look at a Stone Brewing and be like, "Oh, that's a Keystone Light." Or look at a Keystone Light and say it's Stone Brewing. Like, come on.
Yeah. So obviously,
say grasping at straws.
This will be its own segment on YouTube, and if you're watching it, we appreciate it. But we're going to definitely post this because we want some more of the hardcore beer community to really weigh in. If this really bothers you and you really think this is taking away, I'd love to hear some interesting arguments other than the atypical, like, well, fuck it, Keystone's bullshit. Right? Put your opinion of the beer itself out of it. Do you actually think this was done on purpose, and is it really going to be hurting them? So, love to hear some comments on that.
Yeah, and also thank you to Snarkcast once again for sending this to us in the first place. Because he sent it to us probably a week and a half ago, and the story's blown up since then. So it's like one of the bigger stories in beer right now.
Yeah. And for all you head brewers out there, if you're going to post something against the major breweries, don't look like this guy. That's all I'm going to say.
Don't sound like a nerd.
Yeah.
Let your testes drop first.